Hello plant friends, welcome to part 4 of the biggest plant YouTube collaboration ever. That's right, there were 3 previous episodes where we shared 30 plant YouTubers. If you guys are just joining us, I reached out to as many plant YouTubers as I could and I asked them to share with me the favorite plant they got in 2019. Plants they've had in their collection for quite a while now and they still love. In this episode, we're sharing 10 more, the final 10. Buckle down, get some coffee or water or whatever you're drinking. This episode's a bit long because some of the plant YouTubers have generously or rebelliously mentioned more than one favorite plant. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy.
Hey, Reb here, Rebecca, just not Becky. Let's pull over and ask Reb to hop in the plant cab. Get in. Hey, Becky. God! Take it easy, Becky. Welcome to the plant cab. Yeah, thanks for the ride. All right, introduce yourself and say your name and who you are and what channel you're with. All right, yes, my name is Reb, okay. Rebecca. Yes. Okay. My channel is Plantastica, not Becky. So, Becky. Not yes, Becky. Okay. What is your favorite plant from 2019? Yeah, my favorite plant of 2019 would be my old man cactus. Why? Well, mainly because it reminds me of you, Becky. Because it kind of looks like you. The spiny little pokers remind me of your little chin hairs that you consistently forget to pluck. And I see glistening in the light on your videos. The fuzziness looks strangely like your legs that you never shave and claim it's because it's Wisconsin in the winter and you don't need to shave because they're blonde and no one sees it anyway. And well, you're just plain old. Okay, listen, I'm gonna put you out this plant cab. No, you're not putting me out. I'm pulling over right now. No, you can't put me out. You need to take me for a ride. Oh! I think everyone is just about over you. Get out. Fine. Fine. She's a lot. Okay, well there you have it. That would be Becky's pick for her favorite plant of 2019. Thanks, Jimmy. I appreciate you including us. And thanks everybody for playing Plant Cab.
Hi guys, my name is Ruthie from Ruthie's Second Obsession. I'm so excited that Jimmy invited me to be a part of this video. I absolutely love his channel. He has so many beautiful plants and so much information to share that how could you not love his channel. But if you want to check out my channel, it's just a click away. I mostly focus on succulents, houseplants, DIY projects, and I absolutely love anything plant related. So if you're interested, take a little trip over there. But Jimmy proposed a question which has been boggling my mind like for weeks. Honestly, he reached out to me probably a couple of weeks ago, and I have not known how to answer this question. And it is, what is my favorite plant of 2019? How can I answer that fairly? I mean, I love all of my plants. I love them all. Succulents are my first love. That's where my heart, first like just opened up for all these plants. And when I found out that I could keep them without killing them, I just slowly, well, not so slowly, spontaneously just kept adding to my collection. And then I became brave and started on houseplants. So I want to show you some of those as well. But I'm going to give you a little insight into how I made my decision of what my favorite plant was. And I may have cheated a little bit. Decision on your favorite plant when you have so many that you love so much, that all have a different story to tell, that all come from a different place, that some of them are beautiful gifts, and you have so much love for them because of that, or just beautiful plants in general that just amaze you and just remind you of God's love. I mean, how can you decide on one single plant? And excuse my shelves, they need to be repainted, but we're not talking about that right now. But how do you choose one plant when you have so many that you love, that you've gotten from plant swaps, that you found in different places, that each have a different story to tell? Like, how do you choose one? It was super duper difficult for me, but I just wanted to show you, like, clearly, if you had to choose like one, how do you choose, between this one and this one? Like, how do you, it's difficult. It's super duper difficult. How do you choose from a beautiful set that a friend gave you with love? There's absolutely no way that I could do that with a clear mind. So I had to systematically reduce my options. So let's see how I did that. Mia, what plant do I choose as my favorite 2019 plant? What do I do? Who do I choose? Guys, how do I choose between this one and this one? How do I choose from one gift and another gift? How do I choose from one swap plant and another swap plant? Like, it's impossible. It's impossible for me. So this choice was really like difficult for me. It was not something that I took lightly. But this is what I did. He said my favorite plant of 2019, right? Hold on. My favorite plant of 2019, right? So what do I do with that? How can I somehow use that to choose the plant? So how did I decide which was my favorite plant for 2019? This was not an easy decision. This was not an easy decision for me. So what I did was I made a play on words. He said my favorite plant of 2019. So clearly succulents are plants. But I said, you know what? He didn't specify what was my favorite succulent of 2019, because that way I can, in my mind, I could reduce my options by taking succulents out of the equation. So I said, okay, so now my favorite houseplant of 2019, right? So then I further reduced my options by taking out plants that were gifts or swaps, because those have a special bond with me. So I don't think it's fair to choose between those and other plants. So that made my decision a little easier, because all of my my feelings towards those plants were taken out of the equation. So then I further went down and I said, which plant do I absolutely love? And so I was thinking of everything, and I was like, you know what plant I'm going to choose? I'm going to choose a plant that I've been able to take from almost nothing and have it flourish, and I've been able to share with others that haven't been able to find this plant. So this made my, when I realized this, I was like, this is my favorite plant of 2019. Not just because of its beautiful leaves, not just because it's just a happy plant that I've been able to share with others, but it's just an amazing plant. So without further ado, let's see what plant I chose. 19 is the Philodendron micans. This plant, I'm really proud of it. Because first of all, I bought it and it was two vining strands of a plant, and now it's this beautiful long, how long this thing is, hold on, I don't even know if you can see how long this is. I'm a couple of feet away from the plant. It's this long, luxurious, beautiful plant with bronze, green, velvety, just a beautiful plant. I mean, it's not perfect. None of us are. But it's beautiful. I mean, it's just so giving. I've been able to share with, I believe, like 4 of my plant friends. I did a plant giveaway. I was able to give some cuttings from there as well. I'm always propagating it. I haven't watered it, so sorry. It has a couple of leaves in there that I need to get rid of, but it's a beautiful plant. And the fact that I've been able to share with a couple of plant friends and make them happy, wish list plants they haven't been able to find in their area, it really is a plant that just keeps giving and just makes me really happy. And to get it from just 2 vines into, I mean, it's not the biggest, plushest plant, but for me, it's super plush and happy. So I absolutely love it, and it is my choice of 2019 favorite plant. My house, I took it outside to show it to you in daylight so you can just see and appreciate it just in its full glory. But it is just my favorite. I'm super proud of it because I was able to take it from basically nothing to what it is now. And I know it's not perfect. I know, but it's perfect to me. And I really love it. So I hope you enjoyed my choice of favorite house plant of 2019. Thank you so much, Jimmy, for the opportunity to be in this video. You know you rock. If you haven't gotten a micans, get one. They're super awesome and they just are really giving. So thanks so much for watching, guys.
Hello everyone, my name is Casey, or Plant with Casey here on YouTube, and my favorite purchase of 2019 definitely has to go to my Monstera deliciosa that I only paid $14 for.
Hey guys, Monstera Mike here, and when Jimmy asked me what my favorite plant of 2019 was, that was a no-brainer for me. It was my Monstera Thai constellation. It took 3 grown men, a U-Haul truck, and 2 hours of driving.
I've been waiting for this all day. We're going to pick up this Monstera Thai constellation. Just to give you some info, it's 20 years old, about 6 feet tall, and it's about 9 feet in diameter. This thing is massive. Here it is! Oh my god! I can't believe it. Look how big this leaf is. Look how big this leaf is compared to my head.
Jimmy, thank you so much for having me, and my offer still stands. I want you to come down here and eat that Monstera Thai constellation fruit with me. Let me give you an update.
everybody, my name is Edgar Calva, and I do have a YouTube channel that I started not that long ago. It's called Edgar's Jungle. I am a plant collector here in Northern California. Now, thank you, Jimmy, for making me a part of this collaboration. And as you guys are already aware, Jimmy actually wanted us to share our most, I guess, liked plant that we purchased in 2019. Now, Jimmy, sorry, man. I apologize. I did the best that I could. I stressed for like 2 weeks straight trying to think of what plant I was actually going to talk about. But, you know, the best that I could do was actually narrow it down to my top 3. Sorry, man. I feel like if I only pick one, I'm going to have some bad plant karma. To start off, you guys, this is a plant that actually has no ID yet, and it's actually known as the Monstera. I'm actually one of the few collectors that have it. It's really hard to actually get a hold of. A lot of people, it is a slower grower, and people that do acquire it, you know, when they do go on auctions, they go for a pretty big amount of money. Now, you guys, this is actually one of the prime examples of actually our plants are not 100% perfect. And actually, you guys, this is the plant that has the most imperfections in my collection, and it's by far my favorite. So let me show you guys. What my plant actually looks like. Okay, you guys. So this is my Monstera. I actually purchased it a little bit over 6 months ago, and it actually has given me different growth. But I was actually struggling on what was wrong with my plant because the foliage tend to kind of dry off or burn, and I just couldn't figure out exactly what was going on. I did have it in the same environment as all my other variegated Monsteras, so I repotted it. I gave it different nutrients. I tried different things, and I just couldn't figure it out. Now it turns out that this plant just requires a lot more humidity. As soon as I gave it that, it gave me a perfect leaf. And actually, when this leaf gets a little bit older, it gives you a little bit more of the mint Monstera, or the mint color of it. A lot of times it does it. This is a plant that kind of likes to kind of revert back and forth with the regular variegated Monstera. So this is by far my favorite. You guys, like I said, this plant is not perfect. Usually when the plant is not 100% stable and it's still getting acclimated to your environment, it's really hard to figure out what's wrong with it, or what you need to change to be able to keep your plant happy. So now it gave me the new growth. It's actually staying there. It's looking pretty healthy, and the root system is still thriving. So I'm really happy about this, and this is my number 1. Now, you guys, my number 2 pick was actually one that I purchased on an eBay auction. Had never heard of it. It was one of those things where I actually just typed in Monstera, and this is what it gave me. When I seen it, I fell in love with it, so I bid it. I won it. And actually, before it started getting out of control, I actually got it at a really good price. And now, a little tiny leaf like this is going for the same amount of money that I actually got mine. So this is actually my Amidra medium. I think that's what it's called, and I think that's how you pronounce it. And it's also known as crocodile Spider-Man plant, and it's due to the kind of like the foliage that it has. It has like veinage that when you see it through the light, it kind of gives like that crocodile skin look. Okay, you guys, so this is it. This is the actual the plant that I'm talking about. I call it my crocodile Monstera just because I feel like it's the most the name that kind of fits with it. I'll give you guys closer shots and in the light so you guys can see what I'm talking about with the foliage and the veinage that it has, and gives it that kind of like crocodile type of look. I definitely love this plant. It's actually one of the cheapest one in my collection. It's actually my number 2. And you guys are probably going to say, well, why do you like this one more than the number 3? I don't know, you guys. I just kind of, baby what I find, and this is my top 3 of 2019. So definitely keeps on changing. It keeps on adding on my wish list, and also on my favoritism. So this is number 2, you guys. I actually give it the same care as my regular Monsteras, and it's doing really good. I love the humidity. It's doing pretty well, and obviously it's pretty common to start, having older leaves die off. I mean, that's completely natural. It's completely part of its life cycle. So I'm not freaking out about that at all. So this is number 2, you guys. If you guys want more care and more dishes, go ahead and follow me on my social media as well as my Instagram. Again, I already told you guys. My YouTube channel, it's Edgar's Jungle. Lastly, this is by far the most attention that I get from all of my plants. So this is actually the unicorn, Variegated Monstera addisonii. And I have two little babies right here. Now, I actually purchased this plant a while ago, and I propagated it. You know, I sold a couple cuttings, and now I just kept these two cuttings, and this is actually my number 3. Now, you guys, the reason why it's my number 3, I honestly feel like it's super overrated, but at the same time, it's such a beautiful plant. When it gets super big, you know, obviously it gives you different variegations, different shades, and this is a plant that I definitely do love. So these are my top 3 plants that I definitely love. One is my Monstera. My number 2 is my crocodile Monstera, and 3 variegated Monstera addisonii. These are my top 3. Thank you guys. Don't forget to, you know, follow me on my social media. Like I said, it will help really good if you guys actually go and check out my channel. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate it. Till next time, bro.
Hello, it's Vala from Volume's Urban Jungle and Mr. Yuki. And thank you, Jimmy, for letting me participate in this one. I struggled a lot trying to decide which plant I wanted to show you. I don't really have a favorite plant, so it was hard. But I thought I should show you a plant that I got on my birthday 5 months ago. And I've just added a few more info just for you. So let's go to the video. Hello, it's a moody and cloudy November Sunday. I had my birthday, and of course I got myself a few new plants. I still can't believe I found this plant. It has been on my planticorn wish list for quite some time, and I was like, wow, this is beautiful. This is a Homalomena. Homalomena rubescens magi belongs to the Araceae family and is hardy in zones 10b to 11. It's an evergreen perennial rhizomatous plant. It is native to tropical Asia. Its maximum size is 60 centimeters to 1.5 meters or 1 to 5 feet tall and wide. When it comes to light, it's very undemanding. It can tolerate bright indirect light or full shade. As for the soil, it needs to be a well-draining and aerated mix. Keep the soil moist but not waterlogged. It needs average to high humidity levels from 50% and above. It is disease resistant, low light and stress tolerant, and has big, attractive, heart-shaped, textured leaves and bright copperish stems. Belonging to the Araceae family, it has a distinctive inflorescence, the spadix enclosed by a single spathe on a short flower stalk. It can actually bloom in cultivation. The Tamils have been using this plant for at least 3,000 years as a medicine, but it contains calcium oxalate crystals, so it is toxic. As for the etymology, well, sometimes I think scientists just pick a name that sounds interesting or something, because the genus name Homalomena most probably derives from a mistranslated Malayan vernacular name for this plant, which was probably Keladi Kelemoya, Kemoya, Kelamoya, Kemoya, or something like that, and they translated it as a Greek compound noun of the words omalos and mimi. Omalos, omali, omalo is a Greek adjective meaning even, smooth, normal, or flat, and mini is a noun which means moon and is one of the few alternative names used for Selene, the goddess of the moon. In Greek mythology, Selene is the goddess of the moon. She is the daughter of the titans Hyperion and Thea, and sister of the sun god Ilios and the goddess of the dawn Io. She drives her moon chariot across the heavens. Selene was often identified with Artemis, just as much as her brother Ilios was identified with Apollo. Selene and Artemis were also associated with Hecate, and all three were regarded as lunar goddesses, but only Selene was regarded as the personification of the moon itself. Its Roman equivalent is Luna. The etymology of the word Selene is uncertain, but if the name is of Greek origin, it is most likely connected to the word Selas, which means light. Selene was also called Mini. The word men, feminine Mini, meant the moon and the lunar month. It was also the name of the Phrygian moon god Men. Selene's origin is given by Hesiod in his Theogony. The earliest known depiction of Selene driving a chariot is inside an early 5th century BC red figure cup. In some cases, the chariot is silver, but in some cases, it was golden. Ovid described her as being snow white. The specific epithet rubescens is the present participle of the Latin verb rubesco, which means reddening, reddish, to make something red, in reference to the plant's reddish stems. At least that makes sense, right? I hope you've enjoyed the nerdy info, and I'm going to show you the plant today. And it has new leaf. It did lose a couple of leaves because of my erratic watering schedule, but it's still going strong. And I still love it so much. It's just so easy to take care of. It is beautiful, it has texture, it has color. It's just stunning. If you could find Homalomena rubescens, I totally suggest you get one. Yeah, I think that's it. Until next time, keep on dreaming. Bye.
Hi guys, my name is Cynthia and I'm at the Plant BBZ here on YouTube and also on Instagram. Jimmy has invited me to share my favorite plant from 2019. This was really hard to choose just one plant. In 2019, I did maybe double or triple my collection. So I didn't even know where to start. So I ended up choosing this plant because at the beginning it was really difficult for me. It took a long time to give me new growth. And I started thinking that maybe I was failing the plant or something, but eventually it started to grow. I think it did just take a longer time to acclimate to my house. Once it started to give me growth, then I really just started to fall in love with this plant. And the plant that I'm talking about is this beautiful variegated Monstera aurea. I don't know if you could see, all of the leaves are completely different. This one is one of my favorite leaves. And then this one is also one of my favorites because it has this really bright, like almost neon green. And it just looks so beautiful in contrast. This is also one of my favorite plants because when the variegation develops, it's kind of like what they call like a Polaroid variegation. When the leaf comes out, it kind of looks like almost solid green, and then the variegation just starts to show up and gets brighter like every day. I'm really glad I got it in 2019 because I have noticed that the price on this guy has gone up quite significantly. When I got it, I think it was not the hype, like nobody was really into it. So I'm really glad that I purchased it when I did. And yeah, I think it's just perfect. I also want to give a shout out to my Anthurium clarinervum because this Anthurium has been the easiest Anthurium, and I got this guy last year. I think this might have been like my second Anthurium that I got. And it's just been so easy, and it's pretty much what started my whole Anthurium obsession. So I really wanted to give this guy a shout out also as one of my favorites. And I'm obsessed with these heart-shaped leaves, even though they grow whichever way they want. This one's upside down and this one's just looking so beautiful and stunning. This is the newest leaf. It might be cheating, but I also wanted to share this one. Thank you, Jimmy, for inviting me to be on your video. Bye!
Hi guys, this is Jasmine from Jasmine's Jungle, and today I'm going to show you my most favorite plant of 2019, the plant that I got in 2019 as requested by Jimmy. So, this is the plant. It's backwards. Sorry. This is Calathea rufibarba, and look at the size of this monster. Let's do a 360-degree turn. Show you the purple side, the show off, and then the plant itself. So now let's talk about why this is my favorite plant. First things first, I got this in April or May, and I clearly remember it used to be a very small baby. I'll try to post a picture somewhere here. I remember I did a plant haul. long time back, don't remember. But yeah, this was part of that plant haul. I got this in May. It has grown so fast. I'm very surprised at how much water this plant needs, which is not at all. Like I water it once every 1.5 weeks, I would say. And this sits right next to, well, not right next to, it's right opposite my west facing window. It doesn't get any bright light or direct light. It gets mostly ambient light, which I think it loves. And then it doesn't require humidity at all. I barely missed it. I totally forget to miss this one. Doesn't get brown leaves like calathea. What are you? Orbifolia. That needs a lot of humidity. It doesn't work for me. But this one definitely works. It doesn't have any brown spots, as you can see, like 1 or 2 here and there. I don't mind. That's just give character to the plant, I would say. But apart from that, like it's happy. And look at the foliage. Let's talk about that as well. Like the edges of the leaves are so beautifully ribboned, right? You like that? And then the leaves are really fuzzy to the touch. It's really pretty. It doesn't lose its purple underside. What else? Like there's so many things. It's such an easy calathea. Like if you are into calatheas, if you enjoy these kind of foliage, you should get this plant because it's not finicky at all. It's not like it's just a calatheas. It's the queen. I love this plant. And it's such a statement piece. Like if you put it in a corner, it's going to fill it up and make your house feel like a jungle. Like look at this one and then look at these ones. This cost me like $50 and this calathea rufibaba was like half of it. It barely does anything for me. But look at this one. This video feels almost as if I'm trying to sell you this plant. I'm like a salesperson who's trying to make you buy this plant. But I'm actually, in a way, I'm trying to do that because it's my favorite and I want you to make it your favorite because it's not like the most talked about calatheas, I feel, and it's pretty. It's jungle. And look at the thrifted basket that I got from Goodwill. That sits so well with this whole plant. Yeah, and this is my most favorite plant of 2019 because it checks so many boxes for me. Don't hurt me. Yeah, it does all of that for me and I really enjoy it. And I hope you can get one too. And that's all about it. Thanks, Jimmy, so much for giving me this platform to sell this plant. And over to you.
Hey peeps, so I am doing a tag that Jimmy asked me to do. It is my favorite plant that I acquired in 2019 and I was super excited to do this tag because I acquired a lot of plants in 2019. I kind of went crazy. I had an outdoor like shaded porch that I just bought every plant that I possibly could, to say the least. I will show you my favorite plant of 2019. It's kind of my favorite plant of all time, but yeah, I have 3. I'll just show you the plant. I'll show you. Okay. So this is my baby. I've shown her before. I absolutely love this plant. Now this plant is my Philodendron gloriosum and I have had this plant coming up on a year now and I just fall in love every single time I look at this plant. Like the new leaves come out so vibrant and then the pink backing when it has like the pink veins when it has when it comes out is amazing. Of course the veins then turn green. This is one of the battered leaves that has been on it for forever. This is one of the OG leaves. And which one? This one too, an OG leaf. OG. But yeah, I absolutely love this plant. Philodendron gloriosum is awesome. If you don't have this plant already, you need one in your life. Here's a little deformed one, but it's so stinking cute still. And yeah, so thank you, Jimmy, for letting me be a part of this video. I hope you go over to my channel and subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Mwah.
Hi, I'm Peggy from Peggy's Tropical Garden, coming to you from the Florida Keys. For those of you who are not familiar with my channel, you really should be familiar with my channel. Well, it would be appreciated anyway. But on my channel, I do a lot of shopping trips. I love plant shopping. And I recognize that living in the Florida Keys, our selection is year-round, just a little different than other places. So I enjoy taking you all on shopping trips with me. Pretty much on my channel, if it's plant related, it's fair game. If my viewers want to see it, then I will do my best to accommodate them. If that's something you might be interested in, stop by, check us out. We'd love to have you as a member of our plant family. So, on to my favorite plant for 2019. Honestly, I have absolutely no idea. I have been trying to come up with my favorite plant for 2019 for 3 weeks. So today I said, this is the day I'm going to get this done. I sit before you still having no idea which is my favorite plant for 2019. So I only purchase those plants that I really, really want. So it's hard to pick just one. Do you pick it because it's your easygoing plant that never causes you any trouble? Is it one that there's a sentimental tie? So I have 3 plants before me. I'll share them with you, and I'm just going to go fast, and I'll pick up this one first. So this will not be my favorite, but always one of my favorites is a Scindapsus. And this happens to be a Scindapsus exotica. And I love these plants. They're affordable, they're easily accessible, and just easy to grow. I wouldn't hesitate to recommend this to a novice to plant growing. So love these plants. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. So since I always pick her and she's always on my favorite list, I'm going to pass on her this time. So these last 2 are pretty difficult. I'm going to say that this is one that I have an emotional tie with. An Etsy seller sent this to me as a gift for Christmas, and it had only 2 leaves on it. She's been showing off, doing her thing, living her best life, and just growing and being beautiful ever since I received her. So she will always be a favorite of mine, and even if she never put out anything but green leaves, it's just that sentimental tie. So since I only had 3 plants in front of me, I think that must, let me stick that over here. That must mean that I've made my decision. That was easy enough. I just needed to sit down and make myself do it, I guess. My favorite is a plant that has caused me nothing but trouble. And it is this Philodendron haustatum. Now, I purchased this plant from overseas. It didn't arrive. Purchased it a second time. Didn't arrive. Purchased it on eBay. It finally arrived, but it was crispy. And then I got it one final time and got this beautiful plant that absolutely hated me. Wouldn't do anything but droop and pout. So she was nothing but trouble until about a month ago. I had put her on my kitchen counter and totally ignored her. And I looked over one day and she's all perky, looking all fabulous and everything. And I look at this plant several times every day. It's just an absolutely beautiful plant with those silver gray leaves, silver gray green. It just, it's so subtle and so beautiful. It's also known as the silver sword. I think you can see why that is. It is a native of Brazil, only to Brazil. And let's see, it likes temperatures between, I believe, I think it's like 45 and 68, something random like that.
But in my environment, and it says at night, like down to 60 degrees, we don't do anything down to 60 degrees in our house because we would be freezing. But I keep her in here in indirect light. If you put her in direct light, her leaves will quickly burn. They like indirect sunlight. If they do not get enough light, however, their leaves will droop. And I think that is what the problem was when I first got her. I moved her all over the house until I figured that out. And then in terms of watering, she likes well-draining soil with some organic material in it. Just really, now that we're getting along better and we like each other, I would say she's kind of an easygoing plant. She doesn't require anything special. My house is naturally at about 50-55 degrees humidity. So clearly she enjoys a little humidity. But other than that, she just does her thing. I do not water her until her leaves begin to look just a little bit less perky. And when I see that, I go on and I give her a thorough watering until water is running out of the bottom of the pot. I let that drain well. Most of her soil is perlite. There you have it, this fabulous plant. She is kind of hard to get your hands on, but if you do have the opportunity, I would certainly encourage you to do so. So that's my favorite plant for 2019, this absolutely gorgeous Philodendron hostatum, who is now my friend. So thank you for inviting me to participate, Jimmy. Hope to see some of you over at Peggy's Tropical Garden. Bye-bye.
All right, so that's going to be it for this episode. As always, guys, you know, if any of them spoke to you, if you enjoyed their vibe or their plants or their personality, their energy, definitely give their channel a shot. Check them out. I put all the links to their channel and their Instagram below. Every one of them work really, really hard to provide you guys good, creative, meaningful content. Hope you guys enjoy. And also, if you haven't caught the previous episodes with all the previous plant YouTubers featured in this collaboration, definitely go back and check those episodes out. All right, so that's it for this episode. Till next time, happy planting.